Welcome to this week's We Get Outdoors Almost Abstract Weekly News. My name's Rob Yates. I'm one of your hosts, and tonight I'm not joined by Mark Hopkins. Mark's having a bit of a rubbish week. He's moving house, he's doing all sorts of crazy things, and he can't be with us tonight. So tonight I have a special co-host. I have an apple to my eye. I have a bow to my arrow. I have a rug to my rat. I have a paw to my patrol. I have a Minnie or a Mickey to my mouse. I have the toddler who is the biggest outdoor expert on planet Earth, my daughter, Caitlin. Oh, here we are. Good evening, Caitlin. How are you?
I'm good, and I know animals. Hyenas.
Good. What are your favourite animals other than hyenas?
A buffalo.
And whereabouts do you see those?
In the campsite.
In the campsite in Kruger Park.
Yes.
And can you tell the people on here what we were doing this afternoon with bows and arrows?
I'm playing with them, and my daddy didn't hit the mark.
Didn't hit the mark. No, I missed the mark. How far did the arrows go?
Very far.
Very far. Who made your bows and arrows for you? Daddy? What? And tell the people on here now, lots of people who are on the TV here with us tonight, they love hiking. What's your favourite bit about going hiking?
Finding sweets.
Finding sweets? Now, who is it who puts the sweets on the hiking trail for you?
Sweets.
Sweet fairies? What? So Caitlin, a little while ago, when she was 3 years old, hiked about 9 kilometres one day and then played for the rest of the day with her friends. And 9 kilometres is about 6 miles, aged 3 years old. And she was motivated by the sweet fairy who miraculously put sweets on the trail. Now, when you go to Kruger Park and we go camping in the outdoors, what do you most like seeing from the animals? What's your favourite ones other than buffaloes? Hyenas? What? And what other animals do you really like?
Rhinos.
Rhinos. You have to speak loudly so the people.
Rhinos.
Rhinos. And is there one more animal that you really, really, really like? What's that? What makes that sound? A crocodile? A lion or a leopard? A leopard. Wow. Very, very lucky to see a leopard. All right. So listen, it's Caitlin's bedtime now. She stayed up late to see you all, to be my co-host briefly because her uncle Mark can't be with us tonight. So Caitlin, I want you to say bye-bye to the people.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we look forward to you co-hosting this show with us again soon. You're going to wave at everybody?
Bye-bye, Gran.
Okay, off to bed. Good night. Love you. So there we have it, a new co-host to the We Get Outdoors news. My daughter Caitlin is priming herself to be something maybe like Lauren Arthur from our YouTube video. Lauren's a safari guide in Africa here, and she was on the YouTube. We interviewed her the other day. Go check it out on YouTube if you haven't done already. Tonight, in tonight's weekly news, we've got a bunch of things to go through that are very, 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 very cool. We're going to talk about wildlife in your backyard. We're going to talk about a camping app that gives you discounts while you're camping. Love that idea. We're going to be talking about 45 ideas for kids. We're going to be talking about a new hiking path in Italy that's going to join together all of Italy's 25 national parks. We're going to talk about buying the best boots ever, talking about our picture of the week, and how something amazingly significant has just happened in the United States for all outdoor enthusiasts and lovers. Now, I am sporting tonight our new U-Flex caps, bright burnt orange logo on the front there for all you hunting folks out there. They'll be on our new shop that's on its way soon, and my new We Get Outdoors down jacket. Woo, very nice, because it's freezing cold here in South Africa. So, we've all been in lockdown. What is it that you need to do to go and get some cool wildlife showing an interest in your backyard, and maybe even taking up some residence there, or just for you to support the wildlife? Well, there's a brilliant article being written by somebody called Stephanie Schutler, who I found this week, and she gives 6 super easy tips of ways that you can encourage more cool animals into your yards. Now, some people already have too many cool animals. Jill Brown, who I interviewed the other week, she lives in British Columbia, had a mountain lion in her backyard the other day. In fact, I think even her partner had to go and put his hand across her mouth to make her be quiet, because there's a lion quite close to her in the backyard. So maybe she doesn't want to encourage any more animals, but the rest of us, if you live in the city, why not? Wouldn't it be nice to have more wild animals or more nice wildlife kicking around? So 6 things you can do. The first thing is to go and plant some plants that are native to where it is that you come from. The next thing, don't use any pesticides, and don't worry too much about landscaping. All your wildlife loves hidey holes and piles of logs and unraked leaves and all sorts of macro and micro habitats for it to go and live in. So don't have to worry so much about keeping your garden neat and tidy if you want to encourage wildlife into your garden. So obvious things like putting up a bird, a bat, or even an owl box in your garden. I offer a word of caution around the owls and the bats, is that some codes in some cities, they get very, very fussy if you have bats or owls in a box. They like that bit, but if you ever want to move it for any reason, they get a bit stroppy. So check those codes out. Other sensible things, keep your cats and dogs indoors more often, and enjoy all those bugs. Don't kill them all, because the bugs, like your mosquitoes, are things that attract birds to your backyard. So there you are, a few tips and tricks from Stephanie Schutler there into how to attract wildlife into your back garden. I'll put the link for that so you get more details below. So that was cool, but I want to move on quickly to the new camping app. Today got ranked #1 as a camping app, and the app's called The Dyrt. It's Dyrt spelled D-Y-R-T. And The Dyrt is a discount app. So you go and take the app on your phone, you say, I want to go camping here, and it's going to offer you one of 2 options. One is to book your campsite with a discount through the app, and the other one is pay full price and I've got to get my words right. And then there's discounts on all sorts of things at the campsites in the local neighborhood that you can get a discount on because you're camping at that campground, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. So The Dyrt, go download that app onto whatever app it is you like. And I think, or whatever device it is you like. And I think it's a great way, if you own a campground or similar at this point in time, what a great way to get some extra free promotion, get your name out there further, a bit more marketing, maybe to help you go and kickstart your 2020 a bit harder after all of this lockdown and all of the campsites and camping opportunities being closed. Some still are closed for so long. So if you know somebody that owns a camping, caravan, RV sort of site or campground, please go and introduce them to The Dyrt. I don't get any money for this. I just think it's a genius app. So go check that out, and there'll be more information about that in the description below when you find this on YouTube or when it gets put back onto the Facebook group. Next up this week, I found an awesome article about 40 camp crafts or things that you can do with kids in a campsite. Now, I don't know about you guys, but we take Caitlin camping, not in coronavirus time, a lot. We get away at least once every 3 weeks for a weekend, once every 2 weeks, every 2 months for a week. We get out a lot, and often we get out more than that. I mean, we had 12 weeks vacation in the outdoors last year. So, and you know, little kids can't be on the go the entire time. And sometimes I just want to sit down, have a beer, and read my book. My wife wants to do the same. We want to find things that can entertain her. And so this article jumped out as me because 40 things that I can go and introduce for her to go and do, from finding things, creating things, building things, things that we can get from a local store and take with us that are small and easy to carry. Absolutely genius. And so while I make a big effort to include Caitlin in everything I do in the outdoors, in fact, she was outside videoing with me this afternoon using a Grundfos Brooks small forest axe, aged, what's she, 4 now? And that's very, very possible. There is only so much possible we can actually do. And so this article is genius. I particularly in this like the things that are involved her going away and finding things and making like light shades and things attached to string that she can hang from trees, and charms and bracelets made out of things that she can find in and around a nice campground or a little piece of woodland. And pretty much that means I guess I have to take some string with me, and she's got loads and loads and loads of activities that she can get busy doing. So yeah, go check that out. I'd be particularly interested as well in the comments below if you've got any cool activities that you get your kids doing to keep them occupied when you're outdoors, when you're camping. Please go and write that in the comments below. Go and write like the age and gender of your child. So is it an 8-year-old boy or a 15-year-old girl? And what is it that was appropriate for them, and what is it that they went and did? And let's try and create some form of like joined up thinking about loads of things that we can all do to keep our kids entertained when we're outside in the outdoors. So put that in the comments below. That would be genius. I'm sorry that tonight is not quite as entertaining as it normally would be. I have to admit I'm missing Mark. Mark, I hope you're well settles down soon, and I hope to be able to share this again with you in person, because Caitlin's great, but she's a tired little rascal at this time of night. Next up, we stumbled across something that I've been looking at for a while. So I've been investigating long distance footpaths, through hiking paths for quite a while. And there's some very big and some very obvious ones in North America, you know, the Continental Divide, the Appalachian, the Pacific Crest, so on and so forth. There's a big trail in Arizona as well. But I got very fascinated about the European through routes or long distance trekking routes. And there's trails in Europe that are so big it makes the Pacific Coast Trail pale into all insignificance. You know, I think the Pacific Coast Trail is about 2,600 miles. And I found one hike that starts in southern Italy and goes up into the Arctic Circle that's something like 6,000 miles long. It goes up through Spain, France, like bit of Germany, Denmark, Sweden, and then Norway. And then Norway, Sweden, all the way up to the Arctic Circle. And as I was stumbling through these, because frankly, I want to go and take 6 to 9 months and go and hike somewhere really cool. As I stumbled through these, I found out about this cool Italian trekking route. So the Italians have got a very, very large quantity of national parks in Italy. Most of them are in mountainous regions, because the Alps, Italian Alps, and the other Alps, can't remember what they're called, the Julian Alps are all in Italy. And Italy has set about connecting its 25 national parks all together, taking hikers through mountain ranges, along coastlines, and starting off in the north on the sort of Swiss-Italian border and going all the way down to Sardinia and Sicily, which are both islands in the Mediterranean in the south of Italy as well. Truly showing off what Italy has. Now, this isn't completely new, because Italy already has a trail joining together 16 of its national parks. So now they're adding another 9 to include the islands and some of the alpine territories as well. Now, I've done some hiking in the national parks in Italy and in the Italian Alps, and I can just tell you that everything you've always never experienced in the outdoors gets magnified when you go hiking somewhere like Italy. Not only do you have massive high mountains, not only do you have massive wide vistas and views and rivers and lakes and small footpaths and so on and so forth, when you hike through Italy, you also get buildings and history dating back thousands and thousands of years. In fact, when I hiked in Italy, I stayed overnight in a building in where the Swiss and Italian Alps meet. I stayed in a building where parts of the building dated back to 1180. So this building was parts of this building were almost 1,000 years old. And so one of the biggest challenges when hiking in Italy, and I encourage all of you to go do it, and if you want to take me, I'll happily come. The hardest challenge is actually to keep hiking, because all too often you just get absolutely wowed by some of the most beautiful scenery on planet Earth, but equally some of the most beautiful architecture as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely stunning. So I'll put that link below, but go check it out. And if anybody wants to go hiking in Italy and do part or all of this hike, and you want me to come join you, you don't have to pay for me to come join you. You just send me a message. You go, hey, Rob, come hiking in Italy with me. And I will be on a plane to come join you because it is stunning. So as we move on, I found another article that links into a YouTube video, and I'll put the link for that in the comments below, that I did the other week around choosing your hiking boots. Now, choosing a set of hiking boots for yourself is actually and should be harder than you want it to be. You know, you walk into a large retail store like REI, or you go on Amazon and you go and look at hiking boots, and there's easily hundreds, if not thousands, of different options. And what this article sets out to tell us is that there is no way of choosing your favorite hiking boots, because they're all fit for a purpose. And so here's a few things it shares and a few things that I believe as well. So firstly, when you buy a pair of hiking boots, buy them for the terrain and the time of year that you're going to want to use them in. So if you're going to use them in the desert in like summer, whatever that might be, let's just say Baja, Mexico, if you're going to want to use them there, then you're probably going to want something quite light and something that a lot of air flows through quite easily as well. Whereas if you want to use something in Arctic Norway in the winter where it's going to be -40, you probably want something that comes up over the top of your calves, is felt lined, has got a super thick sole, is made of leather and then fur on the inside, to keep your feet warm and safe in that context as well. So choose the time of year and the type of walking that you want to use it for, and then think like, am I going to be carrying a heavy rucksack, or am I going to have no rucksack? Do I have the facilities to keep them clean and keep them usable? Do I need them to be waterproof or let water pass through them? And if I want them to be waterproof, how am I going to deal with sweating inside of them? So those are a few things the article suggests that you go and consider. The real answer is there is no real answer. What I'd suggest you do is start off with that, with a huge amount of internet searching for your set of hiking boots, and you just go and put in, like, what's the best hiking boot for the desert? What's the best hiking boot for the mountains in winter? What's the best hiking boot, or what's the best boot for hunting? So on and so forth. And there'll be a lot of similarities. And also then consider, like, what's your budget going to be? You can easily spend $500 on a good set of hiking boots. But if that $500 prevents you from going hiking, I'd much rather you spent $200 on a good pair of hiking boots, and went and spent the other $300 getting out and going and using them. So budget, I guess, has to come into it as well. So that was that article. Go check it out. I'll put the link for my video as well in there. See what else I think, but it's sort of super cool. Two things left to talk about in this week's news. And I just want to say a massive congratulations this week for our We Get Outdoors picture of the week that you can find on the We Get Outdoors tribe. That belongs to Ken Crawford, who took a stunning picture of finches and them feeding. Thanks for that, Ken. Absolutely loved it. Capturing those birds in the way that you captured them in was absolutely amazing. So thanks for that. More, please. Can't wait to see more from you. And everybody should go and check out Ken Crawford's finches pictures that he's got in the Facebook tribe. For those of you who don't know what the Facebook tribe is, we have a group of over 16,000 now like-minded outdoor enthusiasts who are all part of our Facebook group called the We Get Outdoors tribe. You go join it free of charge. You can go in there and find people to have adventures with, put in questions you've got about having outdoor experiences and adventures, like where's best to go hunting in Texas, for instance. And one of our group members on there will probably know the answer to the question and start giving you some input. Recently, people have been asking on there about cooking over fires, campgrounds, places to go hiking, gear, and then sharing in an inspirational way all of their pictures from their adventures and their time in the outdoors as well. So, yeah, go check out that. The link is below, free to join. We don't ask for any details like email address or anything like that. Just go click join and you are golden and good to go. Now, I saved the best till last. That's a slurp of my Guinness, excuse me. The best till last. We have had amazing news the other day for the outdoors in the United States. We have had the Great American Outdoors Act has been approved by Senate as a bipartisan bill that was passed. Now, what does the Great American Outdoors Act do? It's actually providing a ginormous piece of financial stimulus to everybody and anything in the outdoors. So conservation products, outdoor recreation and its providers, maintenance of the national parks, public lands, forests, so on and so forth. And they are going to pump in $900 million into the Land and Water Conservation Fund to help secure trails, parks, employment for people, and make the outdoors more easily achievable for more of us to go and get in. And in addition to that, there'll be another $1 billion going into this fund over the next 5 years with regards to supporting the national lands and national forests as well. And that is a massive, massive, massive pump priming for the outdoors in the US right now. And it's just gone live. Like, I cannot be more delighted that a government is taking the outdoors that seriously, that they are going to pump an extra $900 million into the place that we all love being the most. And the fact that it was bipartisan, which means that there wasn't any one particular party that was really pushing this. This is something that all of them are believing is good and that we should all be concentrating more on. And for me, that is absolutely delightful. So there we have it. That brings about the end of this week's weekly news. Short, sweet. Mr. Hopkins, we miss you. We hope you're well. I can't wait to speak with you again soon. Can't wait to have you on next week's news because, you know, the banter on my own's a bit bleh. For the rest of you, the cool things coming up that you should go and check out in the We Get Outdoors tribe and We Get Outdoors Facebook page as well. We have a mini training series coming up in starting on, I think, the 7th of July. They're all events inside the group and on the page, and it is all going to be focused on the business of the outdoors. It's going to be focused on, is an outdoor business right for you? If it is, how do you go about setting an outdoor business up to make profit? We're going to talk about why most outdoor businesses are not actually a business by the definition of a business, how you can go and set up an outdoor business and earn amazingly well without having to sacrifice every evening and weekend, and how you can do all of that for far less money than you think you need to spend. Yes, far less money than you think you need to spend. Oh, we got another one, a part of that series, which is going to be on the mistakes that all of the outdoor, or most of the outdoor businesses across the world make at this point in time. So if that's of any interest to you, go and check out the We Get Outdoors Facebook page or Facebook group. Links below. Go and check out those events and come and join us to find out more about the business of the outdoors. We are going to have a Shopify store I'm busy working on right now coming up, which is going to have hats like this in, jackets, t-shirts, golf shirts, all sorts of cool things. So watch this space. Probably not going to happen for another 2 months, but it's in the pipeline. So that's it from me. Remember, I get outdoors, you get outdoors, therefore we all get outdoors.